I'm Barry Keldoulis and I'm CEO and Group Fairs Director for Art Fairs Australia, and we're at Carriageworks, which is the venue for the first Sydney Contemporary Art Fair to be held in September of this year. So this is the first Sydney Contemporary Fair, which will be a biannual affair. So in the off year from Sydney we'll have the Melbourne Art Fair, and the Melbourne Art Fair is an established fair, it's been going for about 20 years and is owned by the Melbourne Art Foundation, and we've come in to manage it on their behalf. But Sydney Contemporary we own and run. Sydney hasn't had a major premium art fair before, and many people have been asking over the years, including my boss Tim Etchells, who started Art Hong Kong and then on-sold it to Basel a couple of years ago, why Sydney doesn't have a fair, because it's in many ways sort of perfect place for a fair. A big, substantial international city with a very interesting art scene of its own and a good collector base. So Tim has been approaching me at various art fairs around the world for a number of years, saying, why don't we start a fair in Sydney? And eventually the time seemed right. Art fairs have been going for a long time, and they're kind of becoming of increasing importance. I think there's a number of factors at play. One is the way in which things have developed that mean that we're increasingly time poor. So people have less time to go to galleries and to visit sort of gallery hubs in their local city. But they're also more conscious of travelling internationally and the fact that the art world, or the contemporary art world, is more global. So an art fair offers you the opportunity to see work not only from your local area or your city, but also from around your nation and indeed around the world. And that's what Sydney Contemporary will do. We've got about 80 galleries from all over Australia, New Zealand, a good swathe up through Asia, and as far afield as London, South Africa and India.
So it's about bringing them together.
It's about bringing them together and maintaining the quality so that people can get an opportunity to compare the art from their neighbourhood with the art from around the world, but also particularly in Australia, where the general public is not as engaged with contemporary art as perhaps some other cultures. So an aggregate event like an art fair breaks down some of the barriers that people feel to going into commercial galleries. So an art fair, being an aggregate event, is like a celebration of the whole art scene. And Sydney Contemporary, we've made an effort to actually make it representative of the whole art scene, because we're including artist-run initiatives from around the country, as well as engaging with some of the not-for-profit institutions through their curators curating individual sections of the show. There's Video Contemporary, which is curated by Mark Feary from Artspace, and that will have a selection of video works again from around the globe, and Installation Contemporary, which Aaron Cedar from Gallery 4A is curating. So scattered throughout the venue will be large-scale installations from artists that are represented by galleries participating in the fair. We'll also have a number of what I sometimes call the director's performance pieces, because they don't fall into any other category. And Liam Benson will be presenting Naked Santa, which will be fantastic, and a one-on-one experience with the artist. And there'll be a couple of other installation and performance pieces throughout the fair. As a gallerist of many years standing, I used to say that an art fair was not the best way to see art, but the best way to see a hell of a lot all at once. That's always been true, and it's still true, except that over the years, as art fairs have become more preponderous, the quality of the exhibitors' presentations has also risen. One of the problems used to be that you might have suspected that the art of the exhibition was dying and that people were just putting up almost stock shows. However, as the competitions got greater and the importance of the art fairs increased, the standard of exhibition has also increased. So visitors to the fair will actually experience in many cases the best foot forward of the gallery. and that will be on evidence here. I'm very excited that the fair is going to be as good as it is, because looking at the submissions and the level of the quality of the works being brought to the fair, it's going to be a fantastic overview of the contemporary scene from pretty much around the world.